What's up, guys? Raymaster Flex here. Today we're going to look at the top 5 WWE part-timers that should have one more title run. Now, when I say one more title run, I'm not just talking about any type of title. I'm talking about the WWE Championship, or at this point, the Universal Championship, as that was brought to the WWE recently after at SummerSlam of last year, after the brand split. Now, over the course of years, we've seen the likes of The Rock, Brock Lesnar, and Triple H of last year all get one more title win. And so I've came up with a list of 5 WWE superstars that I believe should have one more title run at this point in their careers. So without further ado, let's get started with the video. At number 5, Chris Jericho. Now, it's no secret that Chris Jericho recently won the United States Championship the Monday before last on Monday Night Raw in a handicap match with Kevin Owens and Chris Jericho versus Roman Reigns. But at this point in Chris Jericho's career, he has really excelled. And I think that having him win the Universal Championship at this point would be absolutely perfect. Maybe not this year, but he certainly deserves to win have one more title run. It's been almost 7 years since we've seen Chris Jericho with the WWE Championship at the time that he was the World's Heavyweight Champion in 2010. But now that he's on Monday Night Raw, and since they did the brand split, I think that it would be fitting to have Chris Jericho win the Universal Championship at some point in time. Now, I know, and of course, because he's a part-time wrestler, he wouldn't hold it for so long as the same way as now he has a United States Championship, but he's not going to hold on to it for that long because he's supposed to be leaving soon. But I think that Chris Jericho should indeed be the first person to win the WWE. I mean, I do believe that Chris Jericho would be number 5 on my list of the starting of guys that I believe that should have one more title run, especially at this point in his career. He's doing things that many wrestlers haven't done. The only reason why a lot of people at this point even tune into Raw is just because of Chris Jericho. His catchphrases are funny. The stuff he says is hilarious. I mean, he's got almost everything at this point. And the only reason people even really stay tuned to the whole relationship with Kevin Owens, Chris Jericho, is because of Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho is really the only reason why Kevin Owens' run as the Universal Champion has been so significant at this point, because Chris Jericho has pretty much carried the way. He's pretty much helped Kevin Owens retain the title at almost every cost. So I believe that at this point in Chris Jericho's career, he's got nothing to lose. I mean, he himself said that he likes putting young talent over. But at the end of the day, he's already won the United States title, which was surprising when they gave him that. But we all know why they pretty much did that. But I think it would be even more fitting if sometime next year or so, probably not this year, Chris Jericho gets one more title run, one more big title run, that's for the Universal title. Goldberg. This last year, 2016, marked 12 years since we had seen Goldberg in the in-ring wrestling capacity. And he had a match against Brock Lesnar in 1 minute and 26 seconds, might I add, where he defeated Brock Lesnar in unbelievable fashion at Survivor Series, one of the most shocking moments of 2016. And, like I've said before, we've seen the likes of Brock Lesnar, we've seen The Rock, and even Triple H at this point, who've all held the WWE Championship again as part-timers. So, I mean, why not? Brock Lesnar, Goldberg, first of all, he's getting paid a lot more money than Brock Lesnar, The Rock, and Triple H combined. He's getting paid a lot more money as we speak currently just for him to come back and be in the pay-per-view dates that he's doing for this year of 2017. So, I think depending on how Goldberg does in his matches as it progresses, the more that they put him involved in pay-per-views, which mainly I can only see him being in the Big Four. I can only see him being at the Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, SummerSlam and Survivor Series. That's about it. But, if he keeps improving, if he, they put him in a little bit of longer match. You don't want to put his matches too long, but at least up to about maybe 10, 15-minute matches. And if, and it's, good and everything, then why not? Goldberg deserves to, in my opinion, have another title run just like anybody else. I mean, Goldberg came back after 12 years. No one would have ever thought that he would beat Brock Lesnar as fast as he did. That was the most shocking moment of 2016. I didn't believe it. I don't think anyone believed it. And some people were for it and some people were against it. Me personally, it was just something that I didn't expect the WWE to do, especially with the reign that Brock Lesnar had been in. I mean, this is a man who had ended the streak of The Undertaker, who demolished John Cena for in a title match at SummerSlam of 2014. He had been on a rampage. Brock Lesnar had been doing so much reign of terror. And all of a sudden, Goldberg comes and then he jobs to Goldberg. I mean, a lot of people didn't like that. I didn't think that they would do something like that. I kind of thought that it would have been more efficient for Brock Lesnar to win because it wouldn't have really meant anything for Goldberg to win. But, the decision is made. There's nothing that can really be done about that. And, like I said before, if there's anyone else that deserves a title run, it's definitely Bill Goldberg. I think Goldberg deserves another title run, because at this point they're just giving the title to just about every part-timer. Like I said, even last year we saw Triple H win the Royal Rumble and win the championship. So why not? At some point, Goldberg should be on the same talk as everybody else. He should definitely win the Universal title if he's going to stay on Raw. Maybe if not this year, same thing I said about Chris Jericho, maybe next year or so. Number 3, Kurt Angle. Now, rumor has it, and Kurt Angle has even said himself, that he will be making his WWE return at some point around April, close to WrestleMania. Now, there's no word yet on if Kurt Angle is going to have an in-ring return, if he's going to be a manager, if he's going to be backstage. There's no exact word on what he's going to do, but it's going to be quite interesting for Kurt Angle to come back to the WWE, especially when he left the WWE, he was on bad terms, and he had left the WWE way back in 2006, where he had his last match on August the 8th against Sabu and ECW. That was like his final televised match, and then he was never seen again. And, at this point, everybody wants Kurt Angle back. It was even shocking to hear that Kurt Angle's the first wrestler to officially be inducted into the WWE 2017 Hall of Fame. That was one of the most shocking things I ever expected. But I do think that Kurt Angle deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. Now, like I said before, there's no word yet on if Kurt Angle's going to have an in-ring return. But I think if he does, Kurt Angle definitely deserves one more title run. Now, depending on how long he holds it, that's a whole nother story. The time frame that he holds the title, I don't think it should be that long. But I definitely think Kurt Angle should have one more title run. I think he should preferably be on SmackDown Live than be on Monday Night Raw. I mean, we already got Goldberg on Raw. We already got Brock Lesnar on Raw. How many part-timers do you really need to be on Monday Night Raw? At some of them, you have to put on SmackDown Live. I mean, Raw is just pretty much trying to take up too many of the part-timers. They even took The Undertaker, who was actually on SmackDown Live at first, and then they flipped him right to Raw. I mean, that's ridiculous. So they need to put Kurt Angle on SmackDown Live if he's going to be wrestling. I think he should definitely be on SmackDown Live. And I think that he should have one more title run. It would actually be fitting for him to take the title from AJ Styles. Not saying that this would be the point in time for him to do that, but he's had a lot of great matches with AJ Styles and TNA, as both of them were very known for being in TNA. So I think that would be really efficient if Kurt Angle had one more title run, most definitely. I think Kurt Angle deserves one more title run in the WWE, as it's been this long since he's been a part of the company. So, it's going to, I don't know what he's doing yet, but it's going to be quite interesting. And if he does make an in-ring return, I definitely think Kurt Angle should, first of all, be on SmackDown Live. Second of all, because SmackDown has a WWE championship, he should be a WWE champion once again. Number 2, John Cena. Now, John Cena, there's no denying that, there's been a lot of talk and confliction about whether or not John Cena is going to defeat AJ Styles at the Royal Rumble next Sunday in San Jose. Now, as of right now, there's no exact word on whether he is or isn't. Now, the rumor has it that he is, and I've heard some rumors that he wasn't. But let's face it. First of all, John Cena wasn't even wrestling half of last year due to the torn cup he had on his arm. He was gone for like half of the year, and then he didn't even come until May. Then he wrestled his first pay-per-view and lost to AJ Styles, which was shocking. But of course, it was because of interference by Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. Then after that, he beat AJ Styles in a tag team match at Battleground, but that was his only pay-per-view win last year. And aside from his injury, a lot of the times he was gone, being on the ESPYs and, going out to Hollywood. So, I think that John Cena, and like I said, I'm not saying this to get any hate or anything, because everybody's entitled to their opinion. And, whether you're against John Cena or whether you're for John Cena, because there are some people who hate him, there are some people that love him. Me personally, I think that John Cena should have one more title run. Now, whether or not he should win it at the Royal Rumble is debatable, but I do believe that he should have one more title run. It's been at this point, it's been about 3 years since John Cena has been the world's heavyweight champion. And really, at some point, they're going to have to tie the record with Cena, Ric Flair. A lot of people don't want Cena to break the record, but there's nothing wrong with him tying the record. And we've already seen the New Day break Demolition's record. So that pretty much tells you, because they beat the Demolition of being longest reigning tag team champions. So that pretty much tells you that at some point, the WWE is going to get everybody's record breaking. And just look at Nikki Bella, John Cena's girlfriend. She beat AJ Lee's record of being the longest reigning Divas champion, because Nikki Bella is the longest reigning Divas champion. So, at some point, records are meant to be broken. Just look at Undertaker's undefeated streak that ended. But, I don't hate Ric Flair. In fact, I actually love Ric Flair. But, I don't see anything wrong with Cena tying Ric Flair's record. Now, him surpassing it is a whole nother story. But him tying it, 16 championship wins, which, of course, I've heard a lot of stories of that actually not even being accurate, because Ric Flair has actually won way more titles than 16. That's just what the WWE claims. But 16, I don't really see a problem with that. So I personally have a problem with that. So I think that John Cena should have one more title run. At this point, he pretty much is a part-timer. That's why I put him on this list, because he is a part-timer at this point. Because a lot of times he'll come and go. He hasn't even he only won one pay-per-view last year. And at some point he's got to win one more title at some point. Come on. Look at the work he did with the United States Championship. He made it very, very significant when he was United States Champion. Now you got Chris Jericho holding it, but we know Chris Jericho isn't going to hold it for that long of a time, because he's going to be leaving soon. And before him, it was Roman Reigns, and Roman Reigns wasn't really doing as much with the title that John Cena was doing. This man was having open challenges, for God's sakes. And they were some of the most classic matches in recent memory. So John Cena has paid his dues without a shadow of a doubt. And I do believe, maybe not next Sunday at the Royal Rumble, but I do believe that John Cena should win the WWE Championship once again and have one more title run. Now, as to when he should have it, I'm not sure, but I do believe he should have it, and I do believe that it should be, pretty soon. Like I said, there's only for so much longer that John Cena can go. And, I think that John Cena, along with the other four part-timers I already mentioned, 3 part-timers or whatever, I think John Cena should definitely have another title run once again Because I mean, like I said before, if Triple H can do it, if Brock Lesnar can do it, and if The Rock can do it, then most certainly John Cena should be able to do it, as John Cena is pretty much a part-timer at this point in time in his career, along with the rest of them that is on this list. So, like I said, at number 2, John Cena. Last but not least, at number 1, The Undertaker. Now, if there is any part-timer that deserves to have one more title run more than any other part-timer, it is the Phenom. It is the dead man, The Undertaker. It's been almost 7 years now since we've seen The Undertaker with a title around his waist. And at this point in his career, especially when we know that pretty soon he's going to be retiring, we don't know when because only The Undertaker knows the answer. There's been a lot of speculations as to exactly, him retiring this year, him retiring that year, but only The Undertaker knows when he's going to retire. I mean, they even put it set in stone for this to be his final WrestleMania. We even thought last year would be his final WrestleMania as it was in his hometown state. But only The Undertaker knows when he's going to retire. I mean, at this point in his career, he's got nothing else to prove, and we pretty much not too long ago witnessed him on crutches. So, I mean, how much more can you really go, Taker? But definitely, The Undertaker deserves to have one more title run. Now, how long it should go, maybe about 2 to 3 months. He's about the only person I have a specific time for, because he's The Undertaker. But, like I said before, we know that, that The Undertaker is a lot more older now. He doesn't move as fast as he used to. But, if the man believes that he still can go, then, and if that's what he puts his heart to, if that's what he puts his mind to, then why not? As I stated before, if they can do it for Brock Lesnar, if they can do it for The Rock, and if they can do it for Triple H, there's no absolute problem with doing it with any of these top 5 part-timers that I believe should have one more title run. But The Undertaker, above all, I truly believe should have one more title run, without a shadow of a doubt. I believe The Undertaker should win one more championship. He should be the WWE champion once again, or even a Universal champion, since I don't even know which show he's on no more. Because like I said before, they put him on SmackDown, but then they ended up putting him on Raw last week, so I don't even know which show he's on. And it doesn't really matter because The Undertaker barely shows up nowadays. But The Undertaker does deserve, in my opinion, to have one more title run, most definitely. And how fitting would it be for them to give him one more title run as he's edging closer to retirement? The Undertaker is actually not stated or confirmed when he would retire, but people are speculating and or believing that he's going to do it sooner than later, especially with the conditions the Undertaker has been in as of late, with surgeries, with, being on crunches, with so many different things he's been going through as of late. And like I said, you cannot push your body for so much. And there's only for so much more that the Undertaker body can take. So I definitely believe that before the Undertaker retires, he should indeed have one more title run above any other part-timer on this list, because he deserves it. His streak is over, so he has no reason to really put that in the mix anymore. His streak is over. That's history. So the most you can do at this point with Undertaker is give him one more title run. And I definitely believe that would set the stone for Undertaker. And once he does that, there's not much else he should do. He's already going into the Royal Rumble this year, and a lot of people believe that he may be the one to win it. But at the same token, there was a lot of thing about him facing Cena, but then they kind of dropped it, but then they put it back. So we don't even know where that's going at this point. But I definitely believe that The Undertaker should indeed have one more title run, whether it's this year, like at WrestleMania or after, he definitely should have a title run once again. Because like I said, if there's anyone on this list that is more deserving than any other part-timer to have one more title run, it is definitely The Undertaker. And I think at this point, once he does this, he should retire peacefully. Well, that's my list. So I hope you guys like this video. I'm going to wrap it up right here. I broke up all these videos into segments, so when I upload it, you're going to see from the first guy I talked to all the way to the last was The Undertaker. But I hope you guys enjoy this video. Sign off, Raymaster Flex. Remember to expect the unexpected right here on this channel, as I do not do one specific thing on this channel. Remember to expect the unexpected. Sign off, Raymaster Flex. Like, comment, and subscribe. I'll talk to you guys another day. Peace.